Cody Rhodes revealed this past Monday Night on Raw that he will be back in WWE, but he will be in the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, I'm happy. I'm glad that he's coming back. I'm glad that he's returning at the Royal Rumble like everybody thought. But I'm like, why spoil it though? Why spoil saying that you're gonna be in the Royal Rumble? Like we all knew that he was technically gonna be in the Royal Rumble. We all knew that that was gonna happen. Like we all knew. And we're like, right, is he gonna be at the Royal Rumble? Is he not gonna be at the Royal Rumble? Is he gonna be before Rumble? Is he gonna be like the Raw after Royal Rumble? Like we don't know. Like we all made speculations that he was going to be at the Royal Rumble and be in the match. But at the same time, we're all like, is he actually gonna be in the Royal Rumble? But it really didn't make sense to me, like why WWE had to spoil his return, man. We all wanted his return to be really, really good and be like, yo, he returned, he's here, yeah, Cody Rhodes. We always wanted that to, happen, but it's like, why WWE? Like, can you just have him just be at the Royal Rumble without spoil anything? And then I thought, it's a social media world. So in this social media world, we can't really hide anything like you did back then when it was Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, because social media didn't really exist back then. But now it does, and you can't really keep anything a secret nowadays because this person's gonna tell, and this person's gonna tell, and then that person's gonna tell it, and that person's gonna tell it. So anytime you try to keep it a secret, no one's really gonna keep it a secret because someone eventually is gonna spoil it on social media that he's actually gonna return and all that stuff happened. Like for example, when Cody Rhodes first returned to WWE at WrestleMania, like everybody knew that he left AEW, but they didn't. But nobody knew where he was gonna go. Nobody knew he was gonna go back to WWE. No one knew that he was gonna either go to Ring of Honor. No one knew like what his next move was gonna be at all. And WWE, when Vince McMahon was in charge, he kept it a secret. So no one knew if he was gonna sign in WWE, if he was gonna return at WrestleMania to be Seth Rollins' partner. Like we all had speculations, but we did not know what the exact thing was. And obviously, when WrestleMania 39, 38 came around, and he came up, we were like, yes, he's back. He's back facing Seth Rollins, yes. And we had speculations, but we just didn't know exactly if or when he was going to return. Either literally before WrestleMania, either during WrestleMania, or maybe the Raw SmackDown after WrestleMania. We didn't know. So the same thing goes for now. Like with him showing up the Royal Rumble, we knew that he was gonna probably be in it, but at the same time, we didn't know if it was gonna be either before or right at WrestleMania. We just didn't know. So, and also, I did look at an article. I did really look at an article and saying that why WWE spoiled his early return. They said that, and this is from the Sporters. So their article says WWE has already announced that Cody Rhodes is returning for the Royal Rumble. News that came as a bit of a surprise to the WWE universe when announced this past Monday night. It was not so much that Cody's return is a surprise, moreover, that the fact that it would spoil the return by announcing it ahead of the event and letting fans in on the secret. The Royal Rumble is an event where returns are often expected. Someone like Cody, who was back a little bit earlier than expected after suffering a major uh, pectoral tear injury, would qualify as a perfect candidate to be given a number, and then the fan base let in on the reveal as it's happening live. But according to a report, these were a strategistic reason why WWE decided to announce the American Nightmare's return early. According to the popular Twitter account WrestleVotes, WWE had two reasons for sharing the news in advance. First, they figured fans had already concluded that Cody was going to be an entrant into the match. If so, it's reasonable to determine that WWE doubted how much of the surprise it would actually be. Second, there are plenty of other surprises lined up. Taking the emphasis off Cody of the Cody reveal adds more weight to whatever else WWE has up its sleeve. The reports note sources say it's twofold. One being that nearly everyone expected it to happen already, and two, sources state that the more than pleased with the other surprise that are lined up. They said the element of surprise is not all lost by announcing Cody's return early. There's always fact that no one knows the number he will draw, so his entry in some way will still pop a big response for the crowd. Second, he's an early favorite to win, and if he does, having set the stage of a story like his heading into WrestleMania means building up a potential title win as much as possible. So, like I said, everybody knew that he was going to enter the Royal Rumble or be in the Royal Rumble. We just didn't know what number he would draw, like where he would stand at, if he will come before the Royal Rumble, if he will be in the when he returns at the Royal Rumble. We just didn't know. And on top of that, WWE is technically right with this because they have some more speculations of people coming. So other people speculated that The Rock will probably be in there because if you see the lightning across the Royal Rumble banner, the new banner and everything, like everybody had speculations that The Rock is going to come back. People are thinking that Randy Orton's coming back. People probably think that maybe Brock Lesnar will come back. People are going to think that Riddle will come back. People are thinking that just so much speculations with stuff like this around Royal Rumble time because anytime it's Royal Rumble, you see like random people that left the WWE for so long come back and actually wrestle. I remember when it was the Thunderdome, that Royal Rumble, they had Kalisto did come back, and I remember before that Rey Mysterio came. I remember some NXT stars like Keith Lee was in it. I remember Johnny Gargano was in it. I remember Adam Cole was in it. I remember at one point like the woman not Nia Jax, like a former WWE wrestler, she was in it randomly. She took a random spot. Um I knew that the Hurricane, he was in it. So Rey Mysterio's in it. There's like so much speculations on who you think would be back, or who you think who you want to be back in the Royal Rumble. Who do you think will win the Royal Rumble? There's so much speculations going in the Royal Rumble because there's so much surprise guests that you never really expected, like at all. Like even for the women too, you had Melina come back. You had Vicky Guerrero at one point came back. You had one point, Holly came back. Michelle McCool, like all these like former wrestlers that randomly come back. You had Mickey James, Impact women's champion. She came back as well too at one point. Like there's so much speculations on like people that you don't expect to come back at all, like at all. And it's surprising, but it's also sad because like people that you like that you watched as a kid or as an adult that back then growing up, and it's like it's happy to see, and we don't know. I remember at one point the like last year's Royal Rumble, when even though last year's Royal Rumble is trash and we already talk about it, that Bad Bunny even showed up. Bad Bunny of all people showed up, and after Bad Bunny entered the Royal Rumble, it made the Royal Rumble's match a lot better. I'm sorry. That match was terrible. That main event Royal Rumble match was garbage, but we don't even talk about it. But I'm talking about like stuff like that you don't expect when it comes to Royal Rumble season because anybody can show up. Anybody from like the ruthless aggression era, from the attitude aggression era, that can show up. People from like that haven't wrestled in 5 6 years from other can show up. People can people from like different companies that were on WWE are now in in, say for example, either AEW or GCW or Ring of Honor or Impact or New Japan Pro Wrestling can come back, and you don't know at all who will come back, who you expect to be back. We don't know. So like we said, we had all speculations of Cody Rhodes coming back, but we just didn't know If he will be back before the Rumble or right during the Rumble. We just didn't know. So, yes, expect Cody Rhodes to be um in the Royal Rumble this year. I'm happy that he's coming back in the Royal Rumble. It sucks that you could have probably at least kept it a secret a little bit longer, and then have his music draw out, and then have them play Kingdom. And if he comes in at like number 30, I mean, yes, I'll love to see that. If he came in like probably 20, 25, 26, 27, I'll be happy either that as well too. But like I said, Cody Rhodes coming back. I want him to win the Royal Rumble. I want him to face Roman. I there's so much stuff I want to happen at this Royal Rumble. So much people that I want to see back, and I can't wait for the Royal Rumble. It's in a week from today. It's like a week from today. So, oh my God, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward, and I'm happy to see you back when it comes to that time, Cody. Man, this Royal Rumble is going to be crazy. I know it for sure.